there are these terms being used in the mental health space, one's called trauma-informed, people with lived experience. And how do you see these terms being relevant and replicated in your structure of rehab?
So you're asking me the difference between lived experience and professional experience?
Yeah.
So the difference between lived experience and professional experience, I've got to interview 100 counsellors to get one counsellor. And when I do get that one counsellor, that one counsellor is just as messed up as my residents. And then when I do take them on, I've got to put them through counselling themselves to clean them up. Myself being part of the system for 26 years, parole officers, courts, Justice Department, Ward of the State, I've sat in front of hundreds of people like you that will ask me all these questions that have no experience, no knowledge, and I can tell them whatever they want to hear to get what I want. I can go into my parole appointment and say, I'm doing good, I've got a job, I'm making this, I'm doing that, and they think, oh, isn't that great? And then I go out to the car and I've got 6 ounces underneath my seat, 9 mil, and it's like, and they just have no clue. And same with addicts, they can tell any doctor what they want to hear to get what they want. But the beauty about lived experience, you're not pulling no wool over my eyes. Every rort you've pulled, I've pulled. Every lie you've told, I've told. Everything you've done, I've done. And all of Shalom is exactly the same. We just know. We know how to call it out for what it is.
Most of the mental health work which happens, and whether it's young people or people with mental health issues, the people who are doing counseling, they do a training called trauma-informed. So they typically mention on their website, we have trauma-informed counselors. Because reading about trauma and then living through is two different things. Right. And hence the quality of counseling done from a person who's just educated on it, rather than lived it, will be two different things.
100%. All these books, I don't read books. I can't actually stand reading books. It really does my head in. I went to 16 different schools, only made grade 6. And how I learn is by doing it or living, unfortunately. So I've lived it the hard way. But I was a mentor to my psych for 6 years. And only because of the stuff that I've lived through. Not only have I lived through it, I've worked through it. And I've cleaned my heart up and cleaned my mind up. And it's just knowledge I couldn't get from a book, for myself personally. 100% of what I've learnt is relevant to what I do. Even Shalom's program, I don't get the qualified, I get the unqualified and qualify them. Because if I get somebody else externally who has all this head knowledge isn't relevant to what it is that I've developed. And so unintentionally they undo what it is that I've done. And so I've got to get an unqualified and we qualify them. So 100% of what they learn within the organisation is 100% relevant to what they do. And it's like these parole people that I've sat in front of, and community service and counsellors and
social workers.
I've sat in front of thousands over the course of my life, and they'll sit there and they'll write a report on you, and what they write can determine the direction that your life will take.
Yeah.
The amount of power they hold with that pen. But they're just as messed up as what I am behind the scenes, and they've got a whole family going through this, and yet, they're writing this stuff about me. It's like, it's not good. To the qualified, I'm unqualified. To the educated, I'm uneducated.
But it works for your people.
Works for people, works for Shalom, 100% self-funded, 50 odd staff, 160 living residents. It works for Shalom, yeah.
Could you give some broad numbers across the duration of Shalom? How many people have gone through the rehab program?
Hundreds. So we've got 14 years of data, but we've never actually mined the data. As Shalom was growing, I started with no money.
Yeah.
And there's lots of stuff that you've got to put in place by law. But right there, when I first started, if I put it in place then, it wasn't relevant then, even though it's relevant. So as it started to grow and the roles developed, but now it's everything's double signed, triple signed. We get audited 3 times a year. We have standard operating procedures for every department. It's like an instruction manual. Everything's written specific 100% content for Shalom. We have about 70, 80 fellas, lots of mums, 26 kids. We have another 30 odd kids waiting to come into the program, but the mums don't get the kids until they get the 6-month stage of the program. And I think we've got about 45 women in the women's house, not counting the parents' house.